Welcome back, my darlings. I'm actually recording in the evening after the children have gone to bed, so I can actually talk now. Somewhat good timing for it. You've been watching me work on this one for a week or two now. This is probably going to be your last time seeing it, as I am now 2 1/3-ish rows from being done this panel. The second panel has been set up and is now in my go bag, which I drag off to me when I'm going to be somewhere for a few hours. I want to have my crochet project with me, as opposed to my very quick go bag, which contains a little crocheted water balloon project. But that's more of I'm going to be gone for a very short amount of time. So yeah, you will be getting introduced to a new project then, which is the project that had previously been in my go bag, which is now too big to be in the go bag effectively. So he's going to probably take this guy's spot in my regular rotation. If I'm a little nasally, I do apologize. We're just getting over a cold in my house. So the children somehow seem to be impervious to it, so. But I guess that's better than all of us being sick. I'm going to have to do a little bit of investigating. I've realized, and I corrected myself about this in a comment, or responding to a comment in a previous video, I am not sure if the Kindle Unlimited book that I got this out of is actually an authorized spot for this pattern, because I found the pattern on someone's blog with the exact same pictures. Now what I need to do is go back in and check, because they also had a link to the pattern on Ravelry. So I need to go and check and see if that pattern lists the purchase location as being Ravelry, or if it lists it as being this book on Amazon. Because if it doesn't list the book on Amazon, then there is an unfortunate, fairly high probability that the pattern was actually stolen, right along with the picture, so it is rather unfortunate. So I'll double check that. Hopefully it is an authorized use of the pattern, because that would just make me feel much better, but if it is not, then I will go ahead and contact the pattern designer just to alert them, because yeah, it's their pattern, it's their directions, it's their picture that is in the book, so I'll have to do a bit of due diligence on that one. Like at this point in time, I can't actually include clickable links in my video descriptions. I can apparently put them into comments, but I can't put them in the description. So on the one hand, I haven't been linking anyone to the book if it's not authorized, but yeah. But if you search for the pattern title, Perfect Fall Poncho, just like what I've got in my video title, it will bring up the blog of the designer, as well as that Ravelry page. So the pattern is on a blog page. The pattern is there for free. You do just have to scroll a fair bit, and there are ads on the page, but you can get, yeah, as I say, I need to check if if it's a PDF you're downloading off of Ravelry or if it is a link to the book. Because on Ravelry, there are patterns that are in books. And if you click on where is the pattern located, it will usually give you the title of the book. Sometimes it'll link you to a page where you can purchase it, but it's usually just the title of the book. So that was a fun thing to discover this afternoon. Of course, the last 2 rows of this one are going to be exceptionally boring because it's just double crochet all the way back. So if I can, I'm going to try to do the assembly in a video. But it's basically just attach the triangles not triangles, attach the rectangles by their upper edge to basically create a neck hole in the middle. And I believe the only finishing touch is actually to do a single crochet all the way around once you've connected those 2 panels. So it's very simple assembly as far as that goes. I mean, if you wanted to get freakishly simple, you could just double crochet back and forth into 2 rectangles and then sew them together at the shoulder. But it's a very pretty pattern, and I definitely like this colorway for the yarn. It is a very pretty one. I've actually had this yarn in the stash for a few years at this point, actually. And it's still in production. Like, I actually had to order more of it. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I had to order more of it. And yeah, I decided, you know what, we're going to use it for the project, and if I am doing something else at a later date and I decide that, no, I really want it to be this color again, then I can simply order more of this color. If they've had it around for... When did I last get that thing? A long time ago. If I got this yarn, say 5 years ago, and they're still got it in production, I don't think it's going anywhere. Of course, it's been so long since I've spoken in one of these videos, I'm not sure if... I think you noticed, because I'm pretty sure I showed off which pattern I was doing from it once, but I actually broke down and got myself a tablet for me to host all my digital patterns, or if I'm wanting to do a video like this, but the pattern is actually on someone's blog, then that way I can actually have it open and still have my phone available for filming. In the past, if it's been a simple pattern, I'm afraid sorry to admit, I've actually written down the rough instructions on a sticky note and done that as my way to double check, but it works much better if I can just have the proper pattern in front of my face, especially if I accidentally miss something or miswrite something. Looks quite nice though, doesn't it? This is the correct side, so that is the panel such as it is. I have a fairly long torso, so I'm actually doing an extra pattern repeat, so I think properly that this point here would actually be, or this part, would actually be the end of the pattern in the, as it is written, but I want to make sure that it's long enough for my body, so just adding in an extra pattern repeat. It's one distinct advantage of when you're making your own stuff. You can make modifications like that. Like if you are someone that has a fairly large bust and you want to make a sweater or something, you don't actually have to make the larger size. Or if you do make the larger size, you don't have to have it so the back is really big. You can actually move your increased stitches to the front. there's a few different pattern fitting books and knitting or crocheting the perfect fit kind of idea that are quite helpful with various tips and ideas like that. There is also a certain amount of, if you know how to sew and how clothing assembly works, because with knitting and crochet for the most part, you're making fabric. The advantage that you have is that you're making fabric in a specific shape, so you don't have to cut it, but the more understanding you have about how those shapes work in order to make up the garment, then the more ability you have to manipulate it to your specific ends. Not sure if I need to try to be sliding my chair further back or something, or if I just need to adjust my camera angle. I really should finish my snood hairnet. I think part of my hang-up is at some point I'm going to need to make an elastic loop, which I can use to secure the thing to my head. And I have elastic somewhere. I'm not actually 100% sure where it is. If you're looking for a tuck-in, I'll be there in a few minutes. Okay. So if I wanted my fabric to look a little bit more like the designers, I should have done it with a larger hook. But oh well. Gauge wasn't that important, and I still like the way it looks, so it does not matter. At least not enough for me to try to go back and change it. Butterfly, relax. You great weird old man.